Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Jay, we are back with another one that no doubt will have the people in the comment section labeling us haters. But you know what? I embrace the hate. I embrace the feedback from the people. I love it. I relish it. I enjoy it. So make sure you bring it into the comment section so that we can react to it. But before we dive into this specific topic, Jay, I want to welcome haters and otherwise back to the channel, and make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure you're engaging. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast and Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing related content. Jay, I had the opportunity to talk a little bit about some things that transpired this past weekend between Turki Alalshikh and Shakur Stevenson. It was revealed by Shakur Stevenson that the dollars that were promised to him, he took short money to make that Josh Padley fight. Shakur is a big star, according to Shakur Stevenson, and he decided that he was going to go ahead and take this fight as, you know, the third from the last fight on the Bivol fight, to get this opportunity for Zepeda because big money was promised. He didn't go down the path of Gervonta Davis because, you know, there was an opportunity to go get that easy Turkey money. And now Turkey is saying, no, pump the brakes. Hold on, time out. I can't pay you those dollars because my bread is short. That is what Shakur Stevenson is saying, right? That's what we heard. That is directly out of the mouth of Shakur Stevenson. That is not out of the mouth of Greg. I didn't make that up. Jason, did you make that up?
Hell no.
Okay, I didn't make that up. So don't call me a hater for that. Don't say that we made this up. That's what they said. These are the facts, right? The facts. Yeah. Okay, here are some other facts. Number one, supposedly there is a fight scheduled between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez in September. However, no one has actually confirmed that yet. Turkey hasn't confirmed that. All we know is that there's a 4-fight deal. Canelo Alvarez hasn't confirmed that. We've heard Terence Crawford out there talking about he's going to show and prove. Everybody's doubting him, right? But when asked specifically to say that the fight is there and that it's been made, he hasn't said that. And now that we know that these dollars are starting to dry up, Jay, that the pool of dollars that everybody thought were there and unlimited, it would never end, and that somehow Saudi Arabia could simply print up dollars with no consequences whatsoever. Now that we know that that doesn't exist, right? And that he just cannot hand out checks to any and everybody. And we know that he's promised Canelo Alvarez a great amount of money, considering he went ahead and said, you know what, I'm not going to fight Jake Paul because I know that there was a significant amount of money on the line for Jake Paul. He went ahead and said, I'm no longer interested in that. I'm going to go down this path instead. So we know that there's a large sum of money. But he must also pay Terence Crawford, that we know doesn't make any money for anybody. He generates absolutely $0. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. He burns through money. Every company he's ever been tied to, they're in the red. The only person that benefits in any interaction associated with Terence Crawford is Terence Crawford, right? So he has to be reconsidering what he's going to do relative to Terence Crawford now, right? So is that fight still going to make sense for Terence Crawford and Turki Alalshikh if Turki Alalshikh now has to pull back? Those are the questions that I have now, Jay. I wonder if this fight is really going to move forward because he's going to be in the red like a mofo. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, Turkey and Bud are best friends.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
blood brothers.
They're best friends. So they're going to do whatever they can. He's going to do whatever he can to help out Bud in this, you know, no matter what, how much bloody red he's going to be from the loss on this here. That just means, you know, they might not have anybody on the undercard. They ain't going to have nobody on the undercard. That's what that means. You know, if you can't afford to pay Shakur his money right now, supposedly I've heard rumors that they were trying to get Shakur on this fight card in September to make it, Mexico versus America, whatever that is by, Turki Alalshikh. But you can't afford it. You're not even paying this dude the money right now. It's just funny because Shakur just not too long ago on Cigar Talk saying, "Oh, that Saudi money different." Really? How different it is now? I mean, just a few moments later, you change your mind now. Now you going off all the time. You gonna stand on business. You ain't gonna bow down to nobody. Before you weren't like that. You're talking about how much this Padley fight was the most money you ever made. Now all of a sudden, Turkey like, hold up. I may have overpaid you. And for me to be able to try to afford money for this fight in September, you got to take a loss. I mean, after all, you're going to be on your big brother card, so you should take a loss for him, right? That's your big brother. That's your big brother. Take the loss for the man. But nah, he's pulling back on this. So I don't know, man. It's like they might have, this is what they're probably going to do for the fight if they have the fight in September. They go ahead and pay Canelo his money. Canelo going to get the lion's share of any fight deal that he's going to be in. He's going to. It's mandatory. But going to get whatever. But going to try to definitely make sure he gets more than what he got with Spence. Then after that, they just going to have like a pillow fight contest or something like that on there. They might, I don't know, have someone else do it like a little, who else? They're supposed to be in Las Vegas or New York, wherever it's going to be. They're going to have the local talent come on there, do some shows, do some stand-up or whatever. That's what they're going to do. Because they ain't going to be affording nothing else.
So you telling me mid-fight card, they're going to have a Girls Gone Wild event right in the middle of it with local talent from Las Vegas. You're telling me the girl collection is going to show up right in the middle of the card, in the middle, and just start to perform for them to actually try to sell the card. Is that what you're telling me?
They're not going to be able for a girl collection.
Okay.
They're going to be able for a Temu version, like, because Floyd ain't going to go for cheap.
Okay.
So that ain't happening. They're going to get a Temu version of that, but nah, on the real, it's interesting what's going to happen. I mean, he's not being there for this here. And we know they're going to pay them some M's in September for Canelo for show. But he'll get some M's, definitely more than what he made with Spence. But how much can he afford? It's being out there. That well is dry, dog. It's dry. This is what Shakur.
And for those of you who are going to argue that this is not the case, all you got to do is look at the fact that Shakur Stevenson is now saying that the money that was promised is not going to be delivered now. All you have to do is look at the fact that he now has a business partnership with Dana White, and they are paying pennies in comparison to what boxers would normally make. So clearly the business plan that he was tied to originally, which was to overpay these fighters, that is no longer the path that Turki Alalshikh is choosing to take. So something is changing in the business plan, if there was ever a business plan and or strategy to begin with. So it's materializing exactly as AM Sports Media predicted.
We told y'all.
You guys let us know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, and we are out.
Out.